Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining for on this pre-validation, discussion panel. My name is Deepa. So I have been working on, I have been working as trainer and assessor for last 5-6 years under RTO. So I hold TAE 40110 certificate in training and assessment, and then I have been participating on the validation panel for last 3-4 years. I'll be chairing up the meeting. If you're happy with that, I'll be the lead validator, if that's okay with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah. So, anyways, before we start our report, so I would like you guys to introduce yourself as well. So, would you mind starting from here?
Hi, I'm Paritosh. I've completed my TAE 40110 certificate in training and assessment, and I've been trainer and assessor for the last 7 years, and I've been in several validation validation panel for the last 3 years.
All right. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Kishore. I'm also from the same field. I have just completed certificate 4 in TAE as 0001 SSO skill set, and I have been doing as SSO since 3 years. Yeah.
And then you have been on validation panels.
Yeah, I've been in validation panel since last 2 years.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so anyways, I think you guys are aware that we will be doing the pre-assessment validation report for 3 units. So one is TLID 0020 shift material safety using manual and handling, and another one is unit code TLP C0005 demonstration of safe practice at work. So, and another one is FSKDI 002 use digital technology for routine and simple work tasks. So we will be starting from, I'll be giving you relevant documentation. All right, so we'll be starting pre-assessment validation report for shift material safety using manual and handling method. So that will be the first one to start with. So training product being validated are handle stock release 1. So I'll be giving you the documentation here. So these are unit of competency outline, mapping matrix, training and assessment strategies, marking guide, benchmark answer, learner handbook, and validation policy and procedure, and trainer policy and procedure. These are the paperwork for you, and then this is the paperwork for this as well. All right. So we are conducting validation as per AWT validation policy and procedure. So I have all those, assessment tool, mapping matrix, and assessment compliance. So everything is compliance with the principle of assessment and real evidence as outlined by standard of RTOs. So alright guys, so anyways, we're gonna start now on our first one. Unit of competency is TLD 0020 shift material safely using manual handling method.
Yep.
So it is release number 1. Training product being validated is handle stock release 1. Yeah. So main purpose of this validation is to make sure the assessment tool meets the principle of validity, flexibility, fairness, and reliability. To make sure the assessment tool meets the rule of evidence, validity, sufficiency, authenticity, and currency, and all the requirement of the unit are delivered correctly. Yeah. So I have already provided you all the required documents. Yeah. So all right. Okay. So before we start the validation process, I would like to just go through this validation panel declaration. If you're happy for me to read.
Yes.
Yeah, so alright then. I agree to maintain confidentiality in relation to judgment made about the quality of work presented for validation. I agree not to utilize any of the material provided to me for validation for any advantage to myself or other organizations that I represent. I will not remove any evidence, including copies from the venue in which the activity will occur. I agree to maintain a professional and objective approach to the process and will comply with the AWT validation policy and procedure. I declare that I do not have any conflict of interest towards the training and assessment of the training product. Are we all agree with that one?
Yep.
Yeah, all right then. Yeah, so as we have already talk. So I'll be leading the validator. So I'm the lead validator. So my name is Deepa, I have already said. So yeah, we have on the validation panel Paritos and then Kishore. So you guys both are assistant trainers. You guys both held, hold TAE 40100 certificate for in training and assessment, and we have been on validation panel for last few years. Yeah. All right, guys. So let's start with our mapping document. So from the unit of competency being assessed. So do you want to start from there, first one then, and then we can just so for mapping documents.
Yeah, the first one is all elements and performance criteria are covered in the assessment.
So are you guys? I mean, I think that's yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's right.
Okay, that's yes. Because the mapping verifies that all the performance criteria are associated with the written and practical tasks and covering aspects such as lifting technique and hazard identification. So I think that's yes, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So all performance evidence is covered in the assessment. So I think I go with yes as well. What do you think about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
yeah, because this contains effective communication during the team lifting, safe handling and lifting practice, and appropriate use of manual and handling and
we have
equipment. Yeah. So
And moving forward, all knowledge evidence is covered in the assessment. Yeah, I totally agree
Yep.
with that.
yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that as
What do
well.
you guys think?
Yeah.
This includes SAQs, which focuses on manual handling, risks and conduct policies, and safe work practices. So I think we have covered all the things.
Yeah, I agree.
And another is about all foundation skills are covered in the assessment. I think yes.
Yeah,
Right.
that's yes as well. Yeah.
Because the tasks like
Yeah.
reviewing procedures, coordinating with the team members, and understanding workplace instructions, I think it's
Yeah, we
good
totally
one.
agree
Yeah.
with that. Yeah.
The assessment condition are made, so I think that's
Yeah,
yes as well.
we
The
have
practical
mentioned.
tasks are carried out in simulated setting with the use of suitable material and equipment. So I think we should agree with that one as well. Yeah. So that's yes. Yeah.
Yep.
So the mapping documents and assess tool are the same version.
It is.
Yep.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
agree. What do you guys
Yeah,
think?
I agree as well. All validation documents appear constant vertical versioning
And reference.
yeah.
Question, yeah.
Yeah, so now are we happy to move on to principle of assessment?
Yes.
Yeah.
we move forward.
So we will be just assessing will the assessment process meet each principle of assessment. Anyways, you guys are aware about that. Yeah. So do you want me to start first?
Yes, please,
one?
sure.
So assessment method are appropriate for the AQF label. The level of difficulty is appropriate to the unit of competency. What do you think
Yeah,
about that?
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's yes. Yeah, the tasks are associated with the AW, highlighting the application of skill and knowledge.
Pretty
isn't it?
standard, yeah.
Yeah, moving forward, dimensions of competency are incorporated. That's like task skills, task management skills, cognigency management skills, job role, environmental skill. So, what do you got? I am yes
Yeah,
with
I
that.
think totally
one, so-
included there. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the assessment measure task performance,
Yeah, exactly.
planning, adaptability, and the context
Context
of
of
the
the
workplace
workplace,
is there.
yeah,
Yeah, so
totally
yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah, another one is about assessments that ensuring transferability of the skills. I think yes. What do you
Yeah,
guys think?
yeah, totally agree
Yeah.
with you. It's it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree as well.
task
So
management
that's
can
yes
be
for me.
utilized to different manual handling scenarios throughout the industry.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
So next one is assessment tasks are based on realistic workplace activities. I think that's yes
Yeah,
because
that's
they have used all the practical session on simulated team and individuals, so using PPE and hazard control. So I think that's yes as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah. So now reliable assessment, instruction to candidate are clear and concise.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Okay. So
I agree with that.
Assessor to explain step-by-step process to the answer. That's okay.
Avoid confusion and assessment booklet provided a step-wise
Yeah.
guidance for the simplicity of the stuff. Yeah, moving forward, so instructions to assessors on conducting assessments are clear and concise. So I totally agree with that.
Yeah, that's yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because like in this, the instruction provided to the assessors on conducting assessments are clear and concise. Checklists are thorough and easy to understand, outlining performance criteria and observable actions. making the assessment process easier to evaluate remark on science. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Good. Yeah.
Move it. Yeah, you
Another one. Yeah. Another one is benchmark answers are clear and concise. A little bit.
Yeah,
jab
I
about
have.
it.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
I think that's, what do you think? I think that's no for me.
Yeah, because like on that the current benchmark match industry standards and help assessors stay consistent. However, saying that, candidates are asked to fill out a risk assessment form, which is not, but there is no example to
That's
for
right.
this form to mark. How are I gonna? There is no guidelines how you gonna mark the stuff. So
And again, it is recommended to include a sample risk assessment form in the marking guide so candidate know what is to be
yeah,
expected.
totally
yeah?
agree with that. Yeah.
And I think similarly in the case study section of knowledge and assessment as well, question 2. So the question asks for 5 answers, but only 4 are given there.
Yeah, I
So
noticed
this
that
question
point too,
and
so-
answer should be checked and updated to fix it. Alright. So
Yeah.
are you happy for me to put
Yeah,
more
please,
and
I
just
think
put
that
on
should be
summary
no-
there? So
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah.
I will
I'll
note
just
that.
put you in the summary there. Okay, so marking guide, summary of finding there, yeah. So, alright, so now flexibility assessment, yeah. So allow for a reasonable adjustment to meet student needs. So yes.
Yeah.
I
Quite
believe
flexible, I think.
flexible,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So the TAS outlined the flexibility, including the option to add example of L and N support. This is also flexibility in practical assessment if it does not meet, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
The learner needs, so external provider can be included to support the learner's requirements. So yeah,
So yeah, moving forward now it's for the unit of competency being assessed. So all elements performance criteria are covered in the assessment. Yeah, I think it's I go with yes on this instance because like
number 6. I think we are on page number 6. Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
sorry, did I miss
A
the page?
6.
Yeah, page
What about
number
5?
6. Oh, we did just now 5. No? Oh, sorry. Yeah, we did 5. Oh, 4. Yeah,
yeah. I think
I think it's yeah.
we're on 5. I think.
So
Yeah, that's number 5. Sorry,
Yeah.
page number 5. Yeah, yeah. Adjustment can be made. Yeah,
So
I think we are on the.
did I?
Yeah.
3. We are.
Yeah, that's
Starting
I
from
told
the
it was good. Okay, this, now moving forward, adjustment can be made to meet the needs to the learners and or workplace where required. So
Yeah.
I
think.
go with that thing.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Because like assessment is designed as per learner's needs, so I can visibly see that. And learners are from various cultures, background can be easily adapted to the assessment design. So I totally agree with that point.
And
Yeah.
another one is about it draws from a range of assessment methods. I think it's
Yes,
Yeah, I agree
yeah,
with
yeah.
that point too. So-
Yeah.
because this uses various techniques such as it includes direct observation, written tasks, and third-party reports,
Third-party
which is
reports.
quite.
Yeah.
Alright,
Quite
so I
agree.
think, yeah, I agree with that as well. So fair assessment, so now we're going to do fair assessment. Learner are provided with clear information about what is expected of them. So I think that's yes.
Yeah, I go with that.
Yeah.
one as well.
Alright, so because assessment booklet outline the tasks, grading criteria and then requirements for passing the assessment, yeah. So next one is learner undertake the same or similar assessment activities. I think this is
Yes.
right as well,
Quite
yeah.
happy with that. Yeah.
Because they have consistency, is ensured by the use of standardized
Task
task
sheets,
sheets. So I think,
yeah.
So benchmark answer meet the level and requirement of the unit of competency.
Yes,
Yeah,
totally
I agree
agree.
with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, so yes, yeah. So because benchmark undergo the industry expectation and the requirement of the unit, yeah. So yeah,
So shall I go ahead?
yeah.
Yeah, moving forward, the reasonable adjustments, including language literacy and numeracy, can be made while ensuring the integrity of the assessment. So, what do you guys say?
Yeah.
I totally agree with
Yeah,
that.
agree with
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Because
that's
like adjustment can be made to accommodate the learner's need without compromising the integrity. We don't need to change the whole stuff, so we can change according to the adjustment required for the learner's stuff. So
Yeah.
agree with that?
And moving forward, ensures learners are provided with objective assessment feedback. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the format.
I agree.
That's very
Exactly.
good because the feedback forms are accessible for assessor use. They are to provide the constructive feedback
Yeah,
post assessment
totally.
task completion,
I totally agree with
which
that.
is
Yeah.
which
yeah.
is
Next one allows for appeal against assessment decision. I think that's
I
yes for
agree
me
with
as
that.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
agree? Yeah, because learner guide outlined the procedure for contesting result. Yeah.
Yep.
So alright. So now we're on page
Page six.
6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rules of evidence, so valid evidence we're going to. So benchmark answer provided to assessor allow for a clear and consistent outcome.
Okay.
For I think this is
Yeah,
quite
I had a little bit of
doubt,
doubt on
yeah.
that.
So
yeah,
now,
it's
I
regarding benchmarks.
I think
yeah.
we should,
Yep.
just I think review this one. So I'll just put
Exactly.
no, yeah.
Yeah.
So because benchmark provides structure expectation for assessor, but there is an error in the benchmark
exactly.
answer.
I know
For
that.
example, knowledge assessment in question number 10
Yeah.
is missing, however shown in marking guide. So what do you think for the recommendation for this one? So
I think this can be corrected in the knowledge assessment. What do you
Yeah.
guys reckon about
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
that will
Yeah.
do, I think. Yeah.
yes, sure. Alright, so next one is assessment evidence requirements relate directly to the unit of competency.
Yep.
Yeah,
Totally agree.
Fine,
yeah,
fine.
yeah, so yes, yeah. Evidence associated with the knowledge requirements of unit of
Unit of
competency. So it's
competency.
there. So yeah.
Yeah, moving forward now it's on the authentic evidence. All assessment method ensure that the evidence submitted by the student is their own work. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
right
so
person.
yes, yeah.
Because like observations are carried out in a real time by the assessors, so who ask both verbal and written questions to ensure the authenticity of the work. So there is a minimal chances of doing a fraudulent stuff or sort of thing. So I totally agree with this point.
Yep.
Alright, so I agree with this.
And another one is current evidence. Assessment evidence demonstrates current knowledge and skills of the learner. I think it's
I totally
Yeah, I
agree
think
with
yeah,
that
that's
point.
current
yes,
knowledge
yes,
and
yes,
skills
yes,
because
yeah.
the assessment evidence including SEQs, verbal questioning and practical assessment reflect the learner's current knowledge, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so sufficient evidence.
there's-
Oh, sorry.
I will-
Documents in is version control and the correct version is being used. Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally agree with
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Because yeah, that's what document has been is version control already and they are accurate. Yeah, yeah. So.
Totally agree.
Sufficient quantity of assessment evidence is gathered before competency is determined.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with this point. So.
Because it describe on different methods.
Different methods,
Right,
scenarios.
yeah.
Yeah, moving forward, assessment evidence requirements can demonstrate consistency of performance. I agree with that.
Yeah, I
happy,
agree
happy.
as well.
The practical task involves team interaction and repeat activities.
So now, since we have already discussed all those require rules of evidence and everything, so now we can just discuss on summary and recommendation action for continuous improvement, which I have already make a note here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but I just want you guys to agree and means approve on that one as well. Yeah. So on the element of assessment tool, so main was on marking guide there was an error. Yeah. So summary of finding we found was today was error in number of question and benchmark question knowledge assessment question 10 missing but not shown in the marking guide. So that will be our one finding. Another one was omission of example risk assessment form in both practical tasks. So that was one. And another one was error in some questioning and benchmark answer. The question number 2 knowledge assessment asked for 5 answer but it was only 4 and identified in the marking guide. Yeah. So now recommendation action. So what is the recommendation? For it also you think.
Yeah,
So for the first one there.
Yeah.
For the error.
As far as I believe, example risk assessment form needs to be included in the marking guide to give clarity to the assessors.
Yeah,
So it can
I-
have that.
So
I
I
think
think
so. Yeah.
I think person responsible are instructional designer. Yeah. So yeah.
Sure.
So for omission of example risk assessment form in both practical tasks, so what is recommendation action? You advise Kishore for that one.
I think the questions that is for the case studies should be rectified along with the answers.
So yeah,
so that
yeah. So I'm gonna put
that
that
makes
one for
sense.
recommendation.
Yeah.
So even for this one as well, RTO course instructor
Yeah,
and
yeah.
instructional design are responsible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So error in some question and benchmark answer. The question number 2 knowledge evidence. Knowledge assessment asks for 5 answer, but only 4 has been identified in marking guide. So for this one, I think recommendation. What I recommend is marking guide and knowledge evidence must be matched with each other to give credit.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah,
So yeah,
yes,
so I think
yeah.
instructor,
You are
designer, and
right.
the RTO course instructor are responsible for that one. Yeah.
Good.
All right. So I think we are done with the
Yeah, I
first
think
one.
we have pretty much covered
Alright, so-
everything.
Do you want to take like 3 minutes break, or you're happy to continue? Yeah.
No, I think we need a break.
We need a break?
What do you guys say?
What do you think?
Take a little bit of break, I guess.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah,
just
yeah,
stretching out the hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
truly.
Maybe 2 minutes. Quick one.
All right. So happy to start.
Are we back
Yep,
again?
yep.
All right, so now we're gonna do about unit code TLIP-C005. So I have already given you all the required documents in regards to this one as well. So the main purpose of this validation is to make sure the drafted assessment tool for TLIP-005 aligned with the unit requirement, principle of assessment and rule of evidence as per AWT standard and industry requirements. Yeah. So anyways, we have already gone through the policy and everything. So document given to validation panel, which I have given you guys unit of competency already outlined.
Yep.
Mapping matrix is there as well. Training and assessment strategies is there as well. Marking guide benchmark answer is already there as well. And then learner handbook is there as well. Validation policy and procedure, training policy and procedure. So everything is in there. Yeah. So we have agreed with all the validation
Declarations, yep.
declaration. It's the same process. So now we're going to start with mapping documents. So do you want me to start with for the unit of competency? Yeah.
Please go ahead.
So first one is all elements and performance criteria are covered in the assessment.
True. Yep.
True, yeah. Mapping because mapping confirms that each performance criteria is aligned to at least tasks across short question answer and practical component. Yeah.
Yep.
So do you want
Sarah, go ahead. Yep. All performance evidence is covered in the assessment. So I
Yeah.
totally
Yeah,
agree
that's-
with that
yes.
one because I read
Fairly done. Yeah.
risk assessment and safety checks are effectively captured in both practical and written tasks, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So
Yeah. Also,
Sorry,
also another one is all knowledge evidence is covered in the assessment,
I think that's
Yeah, I think
yes.
we have
That's
that.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
On this one.
and the SCQ includes detailed knowledge questions covering safety responsibilities, hazards, risk controls, and procedures, which is everything pretty much covered.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's right. So all foundation skill are covered in the assessment. That's yes.
Yeah, I agree with this.
Yeah,
Yes.
because tasks address communication, team working, and problem solving skill on
That's
place
right.
component.
Yep. Moving forward, the assessment conditions are met. Totally, I have a yes on these things. Those like assessment tasks are undertaken in simulated or realistic workplace environments with appropriate equipments and documentation. So I agree with that one. You still want to move forward?
Yeah. Another one on this is the mapping document and assessment tool are the same version, which is yes.
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 Around, so.
And version identifies match across all validation documents.
Yeah.
Which is valid at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, now principle of assessment. So we're going to do the same thing. Valid assessment. Assessment method are appropriate for the AQF label. That is the level of difficulty is appropriate to the unit of competency. So what do you go with this one?
I think the level is
That
pretty
point,
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
All the
because
standards and-
assessment content aligned with AQF level 2 complexity, so requiring recall, understanding, and application, etc.
Moving forward, dimensions of competency are incorporated as task skill, task management skills, contingency management skills, job role, environment skills. So I agree with this
Yeah, it
points
is, that's-
around.
everything has been
Right.
incorporated very well.
Evaluation checklist or written task cover task skills, management, contingency, or job environment factors. So I totally agree with that one. So,
Yeah, on phase 4,
Yeah.
there is another one. Assessment ensures transferability of skills. Yes,
I think that's-
yes,
So the
yes.
safety procedures and the risk identification applies across multiple workplace settings, which is good.
I agree with that one, so.
So assessment tasks are based on realistic workplace activities. So I think that's
Yeah, I
yes
have
as
a
well,
yes
yeah.
on this thing.
Yeah,
so.
because tasks reflect authenticity, industry, safety, procedure, and condition. Yeah, so
Yes.
yeah. All right.
So moving forward, it's on the reliability assessments. So instructions to candidates are clear and concise.
Yep.
So I totally agree on
Agree
these
with that.
points because like candidates assessments booklet provide clear task steps, improvements notes for element adjustments.
Under this reliable assessment, instruction to assessors on conducting assessment are clear and concise too.
Yeah, I
I
agree
think
on
that's-
this point.
yes.
Yeah. Because guides offer criteria for observing tasks and provide guidance for decision making.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah.
now benchmark answer are clear and concise.
Yeah, I had a little bit of doubt on this one.
I'm not. I mean, I don't think.
I don't know.
I'm not-
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Because
have a
like,
doubt. I think we should put no for this
yeah,
one.
because
Yeah,
like
I
what I
think it's-
noticed around is yes, it is. It is. I totally agree with the benchmark answers are clear and concise. But saying, in spite saying that, the benchmark support objective judgment, but will be enhanced with additional example. This will be clear for the markers to mark the answers. Furthermore, knowledge assessment, question number 6. I noticed
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
is missing, but in the marking guide it is present. So like I couldn't figure it out. So add question 6 to the assessment tools, ensuring that is associated with the content being assessed and maintain the integrity of the evaluation. So I don't agree on
Yeah,
this
I
one,
think
so
let's
so
put it now and discuss further.
truly.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
this
So
one.
I go with the no on this
Yes,
one. Yes.
yes, same as here. And under flexible assessment, it allows for reasonable adjustment to meet student needs.
Yeah, I agree with this point.
Yeah, yeah,
that's-
because
yes, yeah.
As TS outlines and allows the reasonable adjustments and utilizes a range of methods.
Methods,
Which
totally
is-
agree with
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So now adjustment can be made to meet the needs of the learner and our workplace where required. So.
Yeah, I
Yes,
go with
yes,
yes
yes.
on this
So
one.
because yes, adjustment can be made, and who struggle with the learning as well. For
Mhm.
instance, support is provided for those facing challenges with reading and
Handwriting.
writing. So I think that should be yes. Yeah.
Is-
Draws from a range of assessment method.
Is number 5.
Yeah, five is 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
draws
5 or 6?
No, you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're just catching up with
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
So yeah, sure. Yeah, draws for a range of assessment method. So that's
Yeah, I
yes.
go with yes on this point.
Yes.
Yeah, it has range of assessment includes so which is SFQ, verbal questioning, observation, and third party evidence as well for RPL assessment. Yeah, so yeah. So
So
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah.
And now we move towards the fair assessment. So learners are provided with clear information about what is expected of them. So
Yeah, I think
I
it's-
totally
yes,
agree on this
yeah.
one because like assessment booklet describes instruction, performance standard and appeal rights. So yeah, I go with yes on this one. So
And under the same fair assessment, learners undertake the same or similar assessment activities.
yeah, I strongly
I think it's
agree on
really
this
standard
one.
things. Yeah,
Totally
yeah.
agree with
And
you, yeah.
standardization is continued throughout all the assessment
Assessment
events,
events,
which
yes.
is which explains it.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yes.
So moving forward, it's a benchmark answers met the label and required of the unit of competency. So
Yes.
yeah,
yes,
I go. I have a strong yes on this one because like associated with the unit and workplace requirements. Yeah.
Yeah, strong.
Shall I go ahead?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can.
and I'm moving forward. It's a reasonable adjustments including language, literacy, and numeracy can be made while ensuring the integrity of the assessment. So
Yeah,
I
think
have a strong yes on
Yeah.
this one.
yeah.
Because like it can be provided without negotiating integrity of
True,
the
true,
outcome
true,
on
true.
the aspect. So,
And,
so wanna go ahead?
Yeah, another one is it ensures learners are provided with objective assessment feedback.
yeah, I
Because-
strongly
yeah,
agree with
Because
that.
I think that there has been feedback forms there to support the constructive replies
Mhm.
to learner performance. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah, great.
So allows for appeal against assessment decision.
Yes.
So that's yes, yeah.
Yes.
Because clear
Very
reference
clear.
to appeal policy and
Yes,
involved in the learning guide already there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you want to do valid?
So we
evidence?
move toward the valid
Rules of
evidence.
evidence.
Yeah. On this one, so it's a benchmark answers provided to the assessors allow for a clear and consistent outcome. Yeah, on this point, what
I think that's no for
yeah,
me.
I have a strong no on this one.
Yeah.
So
So
Yeah, because I think the assessors informing consistent competency judgments.
Mm.
However, knowledge assessment question number 6 is missing, which
Yeah,
provides
yeah,
confusion
I-
to the
that-
assessors.
that
But
was the main
I think
point
yeah,
I-
we should
Yeah, I think that-
revise this.
I don't know it on this one. So
So now
Page 6.
page 6 assessment of evidence required relate directly to the unit of competency. I think that's yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Each task is
Yeah,
explicitly
yeah.
aligned to unit
Yes,
evidence. So,
straightforward.
yeah. Yeah, a authentic evidence. So all assessment method ensure that the evidence submitted by the student is their own work.
Yeah, I
Yes,
totally strong on the
yeah,
agree with
I
that.
agree on that.
Yeah, so because third party reports require signature and assessor
Yeah, true.
verification as well. Student needs to present ID and all as
Yeah.
well. So I think So they want-
So now we move forward towards the current evidence.
Mhm.
So in that one, it's assessment evidence demonstrates current knowledge and skill of the learners. So I thought
Yeah.
I have a strong yes on this one. So what do you guys say about that?
Same here.
Because like the assessment tools are designed to gather evidence demonstrating current skill and knowledge are based on the WFS procedure. So I have a strong yes on this one. So
And also on the current evidence, documentation is version control and the correct version is being used.
Yeah, I have a strong yes
true.
on
So
yeah.
that's yes, So
Yeah, because the documents are presently labeled and the version of the document is currently tracked, which means
I agree with that. Yeah.
So sufficient evidence, on sufficient evidence, enough assessment evidence is gathered before competency is determined.
true.
Yeah, I have a strong
True,
yes
yeah.
on this
I
one.
agree on
yeah.
that.
Yes,
Yep.
talks across different contexts, ensure coverage of required outcomes. So assessment evidence required can demonstrate consistency of performance. Yeah.
Yes.
I have a strong yes on this one.
Sure.
All right. So now we are
Yeah.
going to the end. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
because sorry, I was just
yeah.
trying to
Exactly.
Summary.
Because I learned that assessment considering the performance, because like the tool design included repeated observation to ensure consistency. So on that one, I totally go with yes on that one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yes as well. So
I'm
now-
sorry, I just cut you off.
Oh
Sorry,
no,
sorry.
it's all right.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah,
I was
you're
just like,
saying.
I thought that we are just done with this one as well.
Yeah.
Now we're
Now
gonna go on to summary and
Summary,
recommendation
yeah.
action for continuation.
Recommendation.
So anyways, element of assessment. So there was not more, error on this one, isn't there?
Yeah,
We
we
found
what-
only
what
one, which was really good. So knowledge evidence instrument, So
Yeah.
for element of assessment task. So summary of finding was just question number 6 is missing,
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Next thing. So recommendation action. So what do you think for recommendation action?
Recommendation action in
Just
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the assessment tools.
So no, adding question number
on
6,
that
Yes,
yeah?
yeah. to
on
add-
question
add-
number six, question number 6.1. To the assessment tools, ensuring that it associates with the content being assessed and maintain the integrity of the evaluation.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right,
that's okay. I'm gonna put that one. Person
Yeah.
responsible for this one.
right.
I think
Instructional design.
I totally agree on that.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Thank you, guys. So next one we're gonna do is okay. We are coming to the end of our pre-validation. This is the last unit we're gonna discuss about for validation report. All right. So
Yeah.
if you guys are ready, I'm gonna start
Sure.
with that one.
Yeah, please go ahead. Get it done and dusted. Huh?
Yeah, all right then. Yeah. So, anyways, so now this is unit of competency. It's FSKD10002. Use digital technology for routine and simple workplace tasks. Yeah. So release number 1, training product being validated was handle stop. So which is release 1. So purpose of validation is to make sure the assessment tool meet the principle of validity, flexibility, fairness, and reliability. To make sure the assessment tool meets the rules of evidence, validity, sufficiency, authenticity, and currency, and all the requirements of the unit and delivered correctly. Yeah. So now we are here. We have gone through everything. So you have all the required documents which I have already provided.
Yes,
So
yes,
I
you
think
have.
and then we have already done the declaration, validation panel declaration as well. So now, if you guys are happy, I'm gonna start with this mapping documents. Yeah.
Sure.
So for the unit of competency being assessed, all element and performance criteria are covered in the assessment.
Strongly
Yeah,
agree.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll
yeah.
be there because mapping indicates that each PC is assigned tasks such as conducting internet searching, filling out the form, online form, and formatting documents. Yeah, so it's there. Now you can start with the one.
Yeah, all performance evidence is covered in the assessment. So I have a
Agree.
strong yes on this one.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Because the assessment task displays the use of digital tools for everyday workplace tasks, including email communications, online searches, and document management. So,
Another tool of assessment is all knowledge evidence is covered in the assessment.
yeah,
All
on this
knowledge.
one, yeah, exactly.
All knowledge-
I go with
which one?
no on this one.
No.
All knowledge evidence
Yeah,
is
no,
covered.
that's I think that's
As
no.
you
Yeah.
said.
Because short question answer assess knowledge of risk, security measures and digital responsibility.
Yeah.
But
But saying
knowledge
that,
evidence 6 is not mapped on knowledge evidence 6 states that there should be strategy to review and improve performance, but it is not mapped. Yeah.
Exactly.
So this can be mapped by mapping PC 3.2 and 3.1, where the learners can seek feedback on performance against outcome and identity. So ways to improve performance, I think. Yeah. And then
I'd say, adding on that one, can review performance against required outcome which is PC 3.1.
it's on preference
So
criteria.
yeah, I want
Okay, you guys are right,
to
yes.
know with that one.
Yeah.
Shall I move forward?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, and all foundation skills are covered in the assessment.
I think
As-
that's no.
Still
Previously,
now.
I agree exactly. I
Still now.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Because I strongly have a no on this ones. Because if you want to go,
Because I think the foundation skills are not mapped in the document.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Document, the foundation skills includes oral communication and learning skills, which is also not mentioned in the mapping matrix.
Yeah.
So recommendation, I think foundation skills should be mapped, isn't it? And
Yeah,
then
it's-
Yeah, true.
in the
true.
document
In
we
the
should
document,
include
yes.
oral communication and learning skills.
Right.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think so that's one we can put on the summary, continuous improvement there. So the assessment condition are met. So assessment is
Yes,
conducted.
yes,
So
yes,
yes.
True,
Alright,
true.
so, yeah. The mapping documents and assessment tool are the same version.
It is. Yeah.
It is.
I agree with
Yes.
this one.
Yes.
Because all the checklist tool and matrix share the constant version.
Okay. Page 4.
Yeah, so now page 4, yeah, so.
Okay, now we're into the principle of assessment stuff. So we go to the valid assessment. Assessment methods are appropriate for the AQF level. The level of difficulty is appropriate to the unit of competency. So
I think yes.
I go
that's-
with yes one because
that's-
like digital tasks of level 2 are simple, but is practical and reflective to the real workplace activities. So I
Yeah.
go with strong yes for them.
Yes.
So wanna go ahead?
And under the valid assessment, dimensions of competency are incorporated, such as task skills, task management skills, contingency management skills, job role environment skills.
I think
Yeah, I
that's.
go strong
Yes,
yes on this
yes,
one.
yes.
So,
As tasks exhibit the actual job use of
Yeah.
digital tool involving
Tools.
task management and problem solving, which is
Yeah.
which is good.
Yeah.
I have a strong yes on that
Yeah,
point. So
yeah,
Deepa, wanna go ahead?
Yeah, assessment ensure transferability of skill.
Yes,
Yeah, I have a
yes,
strong
yes.
yes on
Yes,
this one. So.
Because skills apply to a wide range of entry level
Yeah,
and digital enabled environments. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, now.
So, moving forward, is the assessment tasks are based on realistic workplace activity. So I have a strong no on this one because many tasks such as use of real life documents, written email mirror actual workflows. However, saying on that things, however, question number 1 does not meet mapping KE2. Some of the pictures in the assessment are not relevant to the principal course, and the use of the technology is not mentioned.
Right.
So, Kishore, are you any recommendation?
So recommendation.
I think instead of pictures of Apple's machine, relevant digital picture related to stock handling can be used.
I think
It's
that
used.
should be
Totally
done.
agree.
Yeah. I think I'll just put on that one.
Then we're gonna follow on that.
Alright, yeah, sure. So
Deepa, wanna go
reliable
ahead?
assessment. Instruction to candidate are clear and concise. I think that's
Yes,
one.
yes,
Because,
yeah,
there's
Clear, I
assessment
think,
booklet,
yeah.
content detail, yeah. So
Captures and everything.
There, yep.
Yeah, moving forward, the instructions to assessors on conducting assessments are clear and concise.
I
I
agree
have
on
a
this as
strong
well.
yes
Yeah,
on this
yeah.
one. Because like the marketing criteria are clearly defined, and the guidelines help maintain consistency in the outcomes. So,
Right, right. Yeah.
You should wanna
And
go ahead?
another one is benchmark answers are clear and concise. What do you guys think?
I have a strong no on
no,
this
because
one.
question number what you call 6 and 7, there was I think issues there, yeah.
They
So,
were not
yeah.
clear.
Yeah, right,
Because, yeah.
right.
And then answer for those questions, yeah. So there was no clear answer. So
Any recommendations?
I think the answer should be marked clearly to avoid confusion.
Well,
for
yeah,
the worker.
totally agree.
Because if they don't what you call clearly marked, so
Mark
there'll be
the answers,
confusion
they're going to be a
for the
confusion,
workers.
yes.
So,
So it's going to be no on that one, so we
Yeah.
can follow up on that one. Yeah.
Phase 5.
yeah,
So now I will move towards the flexibility one.
yeah,
Phase number 5.
yeah.
And another one is allows for reasonable adjustment to meet student needs.
That's
Yeah, I have a strong yes
Yeah.
on this one. So,
And as LLM
and
and technology support are available for candidates with limited digital experience.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So now adjustment can be made to meet the needs of the learner and or worker where required. So yeah, that's
Yes,
it.
I agree.
Because it can be adapted in specific workplace system and tools. It's instructed in real workplace. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Draws from the range of assessment methods. So,
Right,
yeah,
right,
I
yeah.
have a
That's
strong yes
it.
on this one. Observation, task completion, reflection questions, are written responses are included. So,
Yeah, yeah. And under fair assessment, another assessment would be learners are provided with clear information about what is expected of them. I think
Yeah,
that they
that's
are
fine, yes,
made
yes,
sure
yes,
about that
yes.
things because it involves observation, reflection questions, task completion, and written responses.
yeah.
And also another one is learners undertake the same or similar assessment activities, which is I think
Yeah,
I'm okay
yes
with
on
this.
this one.
yeah. I think I'm
Totally
okay with
agree.
that.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. And tasks are standardized
Yeah,
with slight contextual flexibility.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you can carry on. Yeah.
Okay. Moving forward, benchmark answers meet the level and requirements of the unit of competency.
I think that's
We have a
yes.
strong yes on that one. Yeah.
Yes, as answers reflect the expected outcomes of workplace digital interactions.
Interactions, yeah.
Another one is reasonable adjustments, including language, literacy, and numeracy, can be made while ensuring the integrity of the assessment.
I think it's yes, as
Yeah.
because
Yes on
modification
this
can
one,
be
yeah.
made according to LLM,
Yeah,
strategies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Totally
So,
agree.
yeah.
Yep.
So now ensure learners are provided with objective assessment or feedback.
Yeah, I think
So
Yeah,
because
yeah,
checklist and
yeah,
reflection
yeah.
activities
Yes,
are
all
there,
there.
so
Structured
provide
for
that,
all place.
feedback.
Yeah.
and allows for appeal against assessment decision. So as
Yeah,
I
I
think
go
that's
with yes on
yes
that
because
one, so-
RTO
Yes.
policy
Policy
includes
is-
learners handbook and are also discussed with preparing the learner for the assessment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, sure.
Phase
Alright,
six.
so yeah, now rules of evidence.
Moving forward. Shall I go ahead?
Valid.
So it's a valid evidence. Benchmark answers provided to the assessors allow for a clear and consistent outcome. So on this point,
No, no,
Maybe.
I have
no
a
from
strong,
my
I have a
side.
strong no
Yeah,
on
yeah,
this
yeah.
one, because saying that detailed criteria guide consistent marking of digital tasks. Question number 6 and 7, no response in the benchmark answers.
Right.
Yeah, which one I was going
Yeah,
through
yeah,
the,
yeah.
watching
So
paper.
saying that, Deepa, do you have any recommendation on that one?
So yeah, adding response to the answer to avoid confusion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, true, true.
totally
I think the
agree with
response,
you, so,
response
yeah.
is
Yeah.
needed there.
It's totally no on that one. So moving forward, it's assessment evidence requirements relate directly to the unit of competency.
I
I think it's yes.
Yes, with that,
yes.
because
That's-
the tasks are compatible with PC, PE, KE, and FS. So I have
Yes.
a strong yes one.
Yeah, right. And under authentic evidence, all assessment methods ensure that the evidence submitted by the student is their own work.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Strong yes
that's
on
yes.
this one.
Yeah. It's
Screenshot
right, it's right,
observation,
yeah.
and file submission logs verifying authenticity, and then again like assessor observe the student completing the task. So I think that's
yeah.
that's yes, yeah.
And also the file submission logs tracks who submitted the file
Yeah,
when
exactly.
incident the work was done by the student
Yeah,
themselves.
that
yeah.
helps as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So current evidence, assessment evidence demonstrate current knowledge and skill of the learner. So
I have
Yes,
a yes on
yes,
this
yes,
one.
yes,
because
Yes, on this.
digital tasks utilize widely used softwares and image current administrative practices, ensuring they align with the modern workplace procedures and technologies. I have a strong yes on this one.
Yeah, and under the current evidence, another one is documentation is version control and the correct version is being used.
I have a no on this one.
I think
What do you guys
that
say,
should be
man?
no.
No?
Because assessment documents are up to date and properly
Yeah.
tracked.
Yeah,
All
I
the
know
tools
this
and
one.
supporting document features, version numbers, issues date, and review dates previously version are archived according to the organization document control procedure. So, but again, it is recommended to include version control table
Table
on
on the
the
cover page. Yeah, totally agree.
yeah, and then again to clearly highlight changes over time for SSL.
Yeah, so that the SSL
If it's being
what's going on,
updated
what's
from
happening
constantly, it makes it easy
So
for our
that's-
SSL.
yeah.
So I go no with
No,
this one.
that's
So.
one. So
And under the sufficient evidence, sufficient quantity of assessment evidence is gathered before competency is determined.
that's
I have a yes on
Yes,
this one.
yes.
because
Yes.
tasks are diverse and verified and providing
Yeah,
source
source
of
of
evidence.
evidence. Yeah.
Yeah, another is assessment evidence requirements can demonstrate consistency of performance.
I think that's
Yeah,
yes,
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 with this
yes.
point.
several
Yes,
opportunity
yeah,
to demonstrate task performance, yeah, and to
Ensures
reliability.
reliability.
All right, so I think that's about it to discuss. But again, now summary and recommendation action, which I have already so
Yeah.
can we discuss
Yes.
quickly
Yes,
so that
yes.
I can just update on the system as well, yeah.
Mm.
So first of all, element of assessment tool was knowledge assessment
Assessment
instrument, isn't
instrument,
it?
yeah.
So knowledge assessment instrument. So summary of finding we found was incorrect unit code, yeah, in first place. So and then so anyways, what is the recommendation for that one?
Yeah, I believe there is an error in the knowledge assessment instrument. The name of the unit should be changed. That the name of the unit is FSKDIGOO2.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So
Also-
again, for
Yeah.
question number one does not meet marking, knowledge evidence two.
K2.
So what would be the recommendation, Kishore? What do you think? I think question number one doesn't meet the mapping KE2. So
Yeah, I think the industry relevant pictures must be used with its purpose or use.
I think a person responsible should be in this instructional designer for both of
Yes,
them.
yes,
Yeah?
instructional
So now
design.
another one we found was on the benchmark response. Yeah.
Yep.
So a finding was an
Missing
element of assessment
6 and
was
7, yeah.
missing response for 6 or 7.
6 or
So
7, yeah.
recommendation action. So
I believe it's a clear benchmark response to the question to answers to question number 6 and question number 7. Saying that, for example, SMS should be marked in question number 6 and database can be marked in question 7 as answer in the benchmark.
yeah, sure.
Yes.
All right.
So
So
I
person,
think the person responsible for the assessment, SSL team, instructional or
Instructional design.
designers, yeah.
so and there was one more element of assessment tool was marking guide. Yeah. So marking
Yeah.
guide. So summary of finding was foundation skill not
Foundation
mapped. K6 not
Yes,
mapped. Yeah.
yeah.
So recommendation.
Foundation skills should include oral communication and learning skills.
I agree with that.
And I think this can be mapped by mapping PC 3.2 and 3.1, where the learner can seek feedback on performance against outcome and identify ways to improve the performance. And also can review performance against required outcome, which is PC 3.1.
Yeah.
And I think the responsible person would be SSL team.
SSL team, yeah, I think, yeah. All right then, so we have come to the end of pre-assessment validation report. So I will just, get everything done that one. So I think once probably we might have to meet for a post-assessment validation as well. So anyways, I'll let you guys know, all right, with the time and date.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for
Thank you.
participating
Thanks,
today.
Deepa.
I look
Thank you.
forward to work with you, on a few days' time. So thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks for the time.